Hi and welcome to another crypto market update here on my channel. A lot happened since the last market update. Bitcoin crashed down to $81,000. Currently, we're trading back on a roughly under $87,000. And I'm going to speak about what my next steps are, what I'm expecting, overall picture. We're going to take a look a little bit on the on-chain data. Did something change? Yes or no? With that being said, let's dive into the video. As I already said, Bitcoin is trading currently at $86,900, so slightly under 87,000. As always, we are taking a look at the Fear and Greed Index, and this one recovered a little bit, right? We have talked about in the last video, the index actually went to even the 10 value on CoinMarketCap, which is crazy. I think I've never seen a Fear and Greed Index of 10. I mean, at least not in this cycle. We have seen 15 on the April sell-off, where we had the local low around $75,000 in Bitcoin, but now we even went more down. Right now we are still in the red area, so still people are definitely in pain. And we're taking a look, of course, also on the on-chain data. When we're taking a look on the crypto bubbles overall in today, well, we see definitely altcoins are recovering today, right? We see a new coin, MON, which is Monad. It's a completely new token here, gained 28% on the day. On the weekly, also we can see that the whole market is still definitely decreasing in price. So we see a slight recovery on the day, but if we are taking a look on the monthly, of course we have some projects. I see ICP, for example, 30%, which is interesting. Monero 15%, Wealth Liberty Finance from Donald Trump 10.6%, Zcash, one of the projects that is definitely over performing here in this last weeks, I would say. 40% profit, but all the rest, almost quality projects, are here down. I mean, if you can see, like Sui 42%, Ondo, great project in my eyes, 30%, 33% Ethereum, 30% Chainlink, 30%. I mean, these are projects that are really good and have a decrease in price a lot over the last month. But we have some positive stuff happening here in the market, because I have seen one positive sign of crypto, or basically of overall in the market right now, which is the funding fees, the funding rates. If we're taking a look on the funding rates right now, I mean, it's been already a little bit. 23rd of November it actually switched. So just for you to understand, if you are completely new in this game, funding rates basically show you how much people are exposed, or let's say where the majority of the market is exposed to. Is it more long positions in the futures market or short positions in the futures market? And all the time when the funding rates switch red, switch switch to the red, that means that we have more sellers in the market than buyers. That's the easiest way to explain it. And if we're taking a look on the funding fees overall, we can see every time, let's say here, for example, on the 10th of October, where we had this flash crash, we see as well that here the funding fees turned red as well. So more people turned bearish, and then obviously the market recovered a little bit. I mean, it went basically from 103 up to 115,000. So that's definitely a recovery. Next time when we basically filled this gap here, as you can see, we also went bearish here in the market, and then of course the market also recovered here from 103,700 up to, in total, to 115,974 again. So what I wanted to say with that is, every time here we can see it as well, funding fees, funding rates went bearish, and then we saw recovery. Every time when we, or let's say often when we see the funding rates turn red, turn bearish, so more people trying to sell the market, that often means that we potentially see a recovery. So that's definitely some sort of, I would say, bottom signals. So yeah, we are potentially done here with a falling market. I'm not saying that we don't have the potential to go down again. I'm gonna go over the chart in a bit because we are still in a bearish trend for sure. But a few things like the funding rates, also what we have seen over the past days, the Fed decision in December, the majority of the people switched opinions in the last days, basically since we last had our video, because now I saw, I think a week ago, the no change percentage of the federal fund rate, which is obviously an important point when it comes to liquidity into the market, not just in crypto, but all the financial markets. The no change was way higher. I think it was even the majority, 60, 70%. I'm not 100% sure. I cannot recall for sure. But now the percentage, the likelihood of the Federal Reserve cutting the rates for 25 basis points has increased to 84% on Polymarket. By the way, if you don't know what Polymarket is basically like a decentralized space where people can basically vote, also with money, by the way, can vote on specific things happening. You can see here, for example, Russia ex-Ukraine ceasefire in 2025. You can see it's like basically 17% chance right now. So you can bet here kind of on these kind of things. So you get an overall opinion of actual market and not just some numbers that are out there. So yeah, some funny things here, but obviously this one here shows the market is expecting a cut in December, which again could be a bullish catalyst for increasing prices again, right? So that's another thing. Overall, what we can see when we are taking a look this week, obviously we are in the middle of the week already. So just for you guys to know, we do have some news today, the unemployment claims. I just want to mention here that the unemployment claims here are from September, right? They are from September. So the October numbers also yesterday, like the PPI, everything was not October, it was September. So they're basically cutting out the unemployment claims and all the other labor market numbers out of the reports due to the government shutdown that was taking place in October. So, and October and November, obviously. So yeah, so the Federal Reserve is a little bit blind, or is going a little bit blindly into the rate cut meeting, which the market first of all didn't really like, but then more and more Federal Reserve members said they are positive for a rate cut, and obviously they are voting for it. It's not one person that is deciding it, and they came step by step, more data and more opinions in. Also, the German bank, for example, is still expecting the Federal Reserve to cut. So that is definitely one positive thing, combined with the fund rates, the funding rates that are bearish right now. We're taking a look on the charts in a bit. I just want to let you know, Thursday there is USD bank holiday. So in the US, there's the exchange is not open, so expect definitely a little bit less volatility. And also Friday, the market is only opening until 1 p.m. So yes, it's a little bit of a shorter, let's say, trading week, right? Obviously, for crypto, it doesn't really matter. Crypto is also trading on the weekends, but obviously during the week we have higher volatility, higher volume. Usually on the weekend there's not much happening. Often on Sunday the volume picks up, but Saturday usually sideway markets, right? But let's go first on the markets, and then we are gonna see a little bit of on-chain data as well. Overall, Bitcoin obviously has shown a second negative weekly candle close, which is not positive. We talked about it in the other videos, but I still think there is a possibility that these things happen maybe for a reason. Overall, we are still bullish. We are still bullish on the weekly. Obviously, there are many signs that we can see a potential bear market coming, but what I expect is for sure at least a so-called dead cat bounce. But what I can tell you already is, and that's a little bit of my personal view, the chart is not giving me for the long run so much hope that we get another all-time high. right? So the potential, I would say, is like definitely more to the, let's say, 60-ish percentage that we potentially have seen the top already. But I also learned that every time when the majority of the market is thinking something, often it happens that the other scenario is happening. So I don't want to say we necessarily see a new all-time high, but the potential is still there. But we definitely have to see that we have closed now 2 weekly candles under the weekly 50 EMA. We have tested the 100 EMA here in green as well. We have closed over it, so everything fine for now. But what I can say is on the weekly, we have jumped into the trend reversal area. For me, the most perfect area to take longs. So, uh, like basically a blind long without confirmations because it's just a conviction buy. Would have been here at 85,567 at the 78.6 area. We didn't go to the 88.6 area. That would be 80,368. We almost went there, basically $300, 300 pips we were away. So that would be another blind buy from me. But yeah, so far so good. We are bouncing from it. We are bouncing from the weekly order block. I mean, obviously we need to see something here, but I definitely expect some sort of bounce very, very soon. But if we're taking a look here on the overall chart, let me actually clean that out a little bit. As you guys know, I'm a little bit messy when it comes to my active trading charts. Maybe in the future, I'm gonna do it for the videos a little bit more clean and delete all of that. But what we can see here on the chart, let me actually change a little bit of my lighting here, is the following. We have seen obviously a bounce now. Let me put that away here. So obviously we have seen a bounce now from this area here. As we spoke also, I think in the last video, we have seen this basically high, lower, lower low, and then the lower high. So we had here the zones that we were going for, and basically we went to the full extension to the 81.482. We even overextended it a little bit. So everything that happened here was obviously in the charts, right? I mean, I have to say, like, I didn't expect it to go that low right away, but technically, from the chart perspective, it was definitely possible. So, but we need to be careful now. We need to be careful now. Why? Well, because we still have this high here. We can see on the MACD on, let's say, the 1 hour play, that this one here was the local high for our trading range after we had this long bearish momentum here on the MACD. So currently, you know, just being very straight, we're in a bearish setup, right? We came to the sniper zone area, which I often recalled already on my session here on YouTube. 61.8 to the 71 area was definitely another opportunity to sell the market. I usually wait for some sort of confirmation, but we did come in here. And what happened then if we are switching on a lower time frame? Well, we have seen a market structure shift for sure. We have broken this low, and then we have seen a retracement here, right? If we do this, so here we basically came here into the zone and we got a confirmation. The only thing that I didn't like, why I didn't take a short yet, was that the RSI was not over 65. Usually, like, I only take cells if they're over 65. Same goes for the buys if they are um, some sort in the area of 35 or down, right? So until now, being transparent, I didn't take any trade for cells. I would love the market to go a little bit more up, giving me some sort of more confirmations, and then I would take it. What I did do is, because we do have here a market structure shift to the upsides, and obviously here the red momentum in the MACD. So what I did, it's a scalping setup, so it's not something that I would hold for long because I would like to have some sort of bullish break to the upside. So if I want to see something, like if I actually want to take like a long that is longer, except of the obviously high conviction plays, on the weekly that I just showed you, 78.6, 88.6, then I would love Bitcoin to break this 93,000 area, because that is something which is significant break to the upside, right? So I do take obviously some scalping setups, some short trades for sure, because we have seen the setup here break to the upside. And then the same thing happens just on a lower time frame, 61.8 to the 71 area. I wanna basically see it go there. And afterwards, I first want to have a clean market structure shift, which we had here. We reacted out of it, created a lower low, but then we created a lower high, a higher high. So we had here market structure shift. Then I want to have the retracement in my scalping strategy, right? 50 to 100%. That's why the green area. And then I just wait for, in this case, because it's a 50-minute setup, I wait for a 5-minute candle here to the upside. If plus here, you can see that we have the RSI in a perfect area. So I did go in here, even though it was not the strongest engulfing candle here on the 5-minute, but it was one. I covered obviously the last lows with the wick here, and then pretty simple. We could have just taken some profits here. That would be more like a scalping setup, right? 38.2, 61.8, 88.6. So here would have been the take profit, and then it retraced, right? So that would be a full TP here. I also took an Ethereum scalp, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. But overall, like right now, it's a little bit indecision here. Like indecision zone for sure in Bitcoin. I mean, overall, like as you can see, we are definitely in a bearish setup, right? We are definitely in a bearish setup. So I don't know, right now I would not do anything. If we get some sort of retracement here into the upper red zone, I would think about the sell if we get confirmation, and then sell it even lower. Definitely possible to happen for sure. We also have a big order block here, but for now I didn't get any big confirmation for a sell. If that happens, nice. What would be even nicer? Potentially we are going more to the market cycle areas, doing something like this here. Let me actually I see already that this video is potentially going a little bit longer than expected, but it's fine. Value for you guys, hopefully. So we're coming here, we're doing something like this, right? We create a high, low, and then we create a lower high, and obviously break here, we create a lower low, so we have the confirmation, and then I would love to trade the retracement in this area here, right? And that would be, for example, another short setup that we could trade. So I would just use my Fibonacci, take the whole, and then this one here would be my sell area with stop loss at the 107.2. That could be a scenario that I would definitely take. Same setup goes here, but I would be really careful. But we have some clean traffic to the upside, right? We have some clean traffic to the upside. We have some imbalances that potentially have to be filled here on the 1 hour too. Let me actually see if we have some imbalances here. We do. Here, for example, we have some imbalance that needs to be filled here. So that would align with this setup. So we're definitely not over. I wouldn't call like we are ultra bullish right now, but at least we gain some traction, we gain some momentum. So that is definitely possible that we see here sell setup for the short term. And of course, like if we are breaking the high here, it's definitely possible that we get a good retracement and we can long the market and we go over 100,000. It can like we're target 100,000 area again. But right now we are kind of in the indecision zone as of right now, right? When it comes to, let me actually see what we have here. We also have Ethereum, which is kind of the same thing. Ethereum is kind of the same thing here, like Bitcoin. I'm not going to go over it too much in detail, but same thing here. we have overall still this bearish trend to the downside. We retraced very nicely to the 61.8 area, sniper zone here. Also here, short term, we have definitely retraced nicely. I also have taken here a short term, a long position, very similar setup to Bitcoin. Here we had the change of character to the upside on the lower time frame. We have had the retracement to the downside, as you can see here in the 61.8 area, and then we broke this high to the upside. So I wanted to take the retracement here um, on Ethereum. I think here I even scalped a 2-minute engulfing candle, correct? As you can see here. Obviously, if you have waited for the 5-minute candle, it would be similar entry, just a little bit more higher. But that one here was a full take profit hit as well. Just as I said before in Bitcoin, just taking the 38.2, 61.8, 88.6 of this area. So that was a very, very nice scalp. I still hold this position. Currently still in profit, but I'm targeting 3,034 because we have broken this high. So technically this one here, as you can see, is a low, higher high, and a higher low. So that is basically a sequence that it opened up. Right now, it didn't play out, but I'm still holding this trade. Obviously, it is on break even. I'm more than 50% out of this trade, so I made good profit with it already. If it goes here, nice. That would be an even nicer profit and a potential 1 to 7 risk to reward. But overall here, the same thing in Ethereum and Solana as well. We are still in a bearish movement, so I do want to see some sort of higher highs on the higher time frame. In Ethereum, it is definitely the 3,169 area that needs to break, that I'm turning more bullish, right? But that all can happen. Solana, same thing. Solana is actually a little bit stronger. We are even on the market cycle area, so we are very strong to this 144.7 area. So here as well, I would love for Solana to break it, but pretty much the same, right? We are creating higher highs, which is, on the short term, it's definitely good. It's definitely good. So what I do want to see on Solana is the following. We have this 30-minute setup here to the upside. So what I would like to see here in Solana in order to take longs, I would like that retracement. Actually, we have now higher highs. So that one here would be the one which I do want to see, right? This area that we touched before. So if we are coming here, once again, right, we create something like this. I would love to take the retracements. Like something like this would be great. Here, taking the Fibonacci, having an entry here would be amazing. Stop loss pretty short for a scalp. And then we can even get it until then, right? So like take profit scenarios would be here, of course, taking the high and then to the low, and then here 38.2 would be the first, 61.8, 88.6, all the time the same, pretty much easy. Let me know in the chat or in the comments, better to say, if you guys get some value out of this. All right, that's Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some sort of retracements that I do want to see. Let's finish up this one here with a little bit of data from the blockchain, on-chain data. That is another thing which gives me a positive feeling, not gonna lie, because if we're taking a look on the short-term holders, the whales, so that's a small cohort of the short-term holders, or like the whales that are having 10,000 plus Bitcoins, they're sitting on unrealized loss, and a big one. $21.8 billion, and they don't care. They don't care. Why? Because they have conviction. They have belief. They're sitting on big unrealized losses. They are not selling because they believe in Bitcoin. And I think there again, we need to have a little bit of faith as well here, right? If we're taking a look on the long-term holder and the short-term holder profitability, well, we still see everybody that hold it longer than 6 months is 48% in profit average. Short-term holders, everything that is 6 months and younger, or let's say 6 months in total, it's minus 19%, right? Still minus 19.4% even. So they are on unrealized losses. New money in, everybody that came between 1 to 30 days, is on minus 6.25. And if we are even narrowing it more down, the new investors that are in the market for 1 day to 7 days, they're actually on profit. So here we're seeing the new investors are turning into profitability now, 2% in profit. So that is a good sign for sure. If we also take a look on who is selling, who is accumulating, well, we definitely see here that the bigger people, and now also the sharks, compared to last time when we spoke about it, they definitely haven't figured it out. Oh, I see that I am actually in the way here, so I'm gonna put my video away on the left side. You can see again, I'm gonna show you this one quickly. Here you can see the numbers again, right? But let's see now on the Bitcoin accumulation trend score, we do see that the big sharks, the big whales, they are accumulating 29,000 Bitcoins for the whales, 682,000 Bitcoins from the sharks that have sold before. And now the dolphins are selling 422,000 Bitcoins. And also the fishes, I think it's the fish, right? 10 to 100 Bitcoins. They're selling 255,000 Bitcoin. But we can see here again, there is selling pressure, but there's also people that are buying the people, like the amount, like the supply of the people that are selling. So the supply that's coming freshly on the market. So here as well, like we don't see like a negative balance here. It's just a switch of people. It's just a switch of holders. So everything positive. Yes, overall, new whales are still selling. Of course, everything comes together. And that is specifically new whales, right? All like the paper hands, the people that are shortly in the market, they're still willing to sell in losses, 32 million. So the selling pressure is only coming from new investors, not from old investors for sure. And what we can see though is when we are taking a look on the MVRV, which is basically like the average buying price for the overall market, we see that still the short-term holder realized price, so the short-term holder average buying price is $104,000, $104,800 actually. So here we can see, of course, it is getting better because people are buying, right? We can see here it was on 111,000, 112,000 even. But now because people are buying the dip, it's getting better and better, right? So 104,000, 104.8 thousand is right now the short-term holder realized price, so the average price. Bitcoin price is obviously right now on 87,000, so still there are definitely in some sort of unrealized profit. The bull run support is 96,000. We are trading currently under it, but all the time, as you guys can see here, when we were under the bull run support, here for example 17,000, we were Bitcoin price were, wait, we can see it here, here, right? Every time when we were at the edge of, being in loss, we often saw then obviously a retracement in price. Here as well, I think we were obviously under it and we saw a correction, but every time we saw that, it was a great opportunity to buy the market. So overall, I'm still bullish on the market for sure. On the short term, we have to see how big this retracement is. As I said before, I definitely expect some sort of retracement, definitely to the 50 EMA, which would be the 100K area, and then it will be very, very important to see how Bitcoin reacts. But before that happens, I cannot really tell anything. I need to watch the market, but there's still hope. There's still belief from my side that we see another wave to the upside. And yeah, with that being said, because the video is already almost 30 minutes long, I would say that's it for my update. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me feedback in the chat box, in the comment section, if you liked it, what you would like to see in upcoming videos. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. See ya in one of the next videos. Bye.